You are welcome to the Twitter Money Blueprint. In this training, we will be going deep into a proven blueprint that you can use to make a lot of money by leveraging on the free traffic that is available on Twitter. So let's start. This proven blueprint is about creating a Twitter audience around a sellable topic, growing that audience, and selling products they are interested in to them. Now, the product you sell to this audience can be physical or digital products. You can even sell services. Personally, I prefer products and I prefer digital products. Specifically, I prefer knowledge digital products. That's because they are easy to create and then the profit margin on them are really high. And knowledge products are products that teach people how to do something. So for example, what do you know how to do that others want to know too? All you have to do is create a report or create a video training on it and sell it. And people really want to know a lot of things. People want to know how to lose weight fast. They want to know how to make money on social media. They want to know how to have smooth skin. They want to know how they can relocate to better countries. They want to travel cheaper. They want to fix a relationship. They want to find a sex partner. They want to find a committed relationship, a committed spouse. They want to have better sex. They want to manage or reduce stress. They want to become disease-free and so on and so forth. The list is actually endless. You can just pick any of the above or any that one that you can think of and just work along with it. So why Twitter? Why are we using Twitter for this? Now, the first thing is that the Twitter's algorithm makes it easy for you to get free traffic. Then it helps you to establish what I call the KLT factor. KLT means know, like, and trust. For example, people respond to authorities and Twitter helps you to use their platform to get people to see you as an expert or an authority. And this makes it easy for you to sell. Now, when it comes to using Twitter to get free traffic and attract the audience you want, this game is about displaying high value, that is showing you are an expert, showing you an authority, and you do this with the type of tweet you are posting on Twitter. People love to follow people who are perceived as high value, and online you can easily make people see you as a high value person. It's all about the type of content you put out. So let's talk about a little background for myself. I'm really happy because I consider myself to be a lazy and boring Twitter user. I'm not really so active on Twitter the way many people are active on Twitter. And even though I opened my Twitter account in 2012, I really became active on the platform in January 2019. And as you can see over here in this screenshot, January 2019, I got 873 new followers that January when I became active. Then February 2019, I got 527 followers. In March, I got 630 followers. In April, I got 689 followers. And then in May, I got 400 followers. And when I got to Twitter, I immediately realized that the platform was much better than Facebook when it comes to free organic reach. On Facebook, you can only have 5,000 friends. And when you send a friendship request to someone, they have to confirm it and all of that stuff. But on Twitter, you can have unlimited followers. You can follow anyone can follow you too as well. And the possibility for free and fast traffic is huge. No wonder I was able to quickly move to 4,000 plus followers within my first 5 months. So alright, let's get into the blueprint per se. Now this blueprint is divided into 3 parts. Part 1 is about you deciding on a profitable market audience. Part 2 is about building a Twitter page to attract that audience based on the topics that they like. Then part 3 is you selling products the audience are interested in to them. Now in part 1, you have to decide on a market to focus on a market audience to focus on. In order to build and optimize Twitter to make money, you can't just do things anyhow. You can't just be posting randomly the way people do. You have to focus on a team. And the way you decide on that team is by finding an audience of people who are interested in solving similar problems or achieving similar desires. I call them a market audience. Now, there are two ways for you to decide on an audience. You can decide on an audience based on a sub-market of a bigger market. Then you can decide on the audience based on your type of products or business. Let me explain it better. Now, there are three big markets. Ideally, there are more markets, but we refer to some as the big three markets. The big three markets are money and business, health and beauty, sex and relationships. Now, under these three big markets, we also have smaller markets. For example, now under money and business, we have topics like investing, crypto trading, stock trading, selling online, forex trading, small business startups, tax, marketing, and so on and so forth. Under health and beauty, we have things like skincare, fitness, weight loss, hair growth, getting rid of wrinkles, getting rid of diseases, makeup, and so on and so forth. And the list continues like that. So you can just tap into any of these markets. You can also define your market audience based on your type of products or current customers. So if you already have a product or you already have a business, in this case, what you have to do is look at the type of audience that are patronizing you. Look at the type of customers you are getting. So let's say you are selling travel services, or maybe you sell skincare products, or maybe you sell jewelries. What kind of customers are you getting? Who are the kind of people patronizing you? That is your audience. So just write that down. At this point, you should have answers to these questions. What is my content going to be about? So based on your audience, jot down broadly what you plan to be tweeting about. This is going to be your overall theme. For example, now you're going to be tweeting about digital marketing advice or business advice or financial advice or marriage advice. This is going to be your overall theme. So jot that down. Then, who is your target audience? Now, based on your topic, you need to ask yourself who your target audience is. We've already talked about this. If you are tweeting about Facebook ads, about copywriting, about email marketing, that means your target audience is other digital entrepreneurs. If you are talking about health and exercise, your target audience is predominantly people who are interested in fitness and people who want to lose weight. If you are tweeting about business ideas, sales, growing your income, and stuff like that, that means your target audience is business opportunity seekers and people who are interested in growing their income. These are your core audience. They are the ones who are interested in your content and will purchase the product you put out. You also need to ask, what are the other players in the same market as you are? We're going to discuss more about this later. And by the way, you shouldn't pick a topic that is too niche, that is too narrow and not applicable to a general social media audience. For example, do not start an account about teaching parrots to talk. While it might be valuable to some people, the audience will be too small and too hard for you to make money from. Then, do not start an account about environmental pollution. This topic might be valuable to society, but the majority of people, especially on social media, do not care about it and won't pay you any money for that kind of topic. You also shouldn't pick a topic that you know nothing about or a topic that you are not ready to learn about. It won't work. So here are some examples of different themes or markets or market audiences that you can focus on. We have digital marketing, weight loss, nutrition and diet, money and income, muscle development, fashion for women, fashion for men, business opportunities, sex and seduction, dating and marriage, cryptocurrencies, parenting, personal finance, investing, getting and living healthy, traveling and relocating, skincare, makeup, hair growth and care, breast and butt improvement, and so on and so forth. But these ones are proven, you can add to the list. And again, if you are not an expert on any of these topics, you can learn. For everybody who became an expert on a topic, they learned about it, so you can learn too. And as you are learning, you want to be sharing what you are learning with the people who are following you. Just don't try and claim what you are not. People love honesty. And those who are trying to improve themselves. So if you can honestly show people that you are trying, they will be interested in you. And people don't like it when you claim to be an expert and then create very shallow content. People are not dumb, so don't just try to fool them. Be honest and do not fake expertise. Now let's talk about getting products that you can sell. When it comes to getting products to sell, the main thing you want to focus on is selling the type of product that people want to pay for. And that is usually products that solve problems that a lot of people are having, or products that helps them to achieve their desires. For example, people want to lose weight. I've said that before. They want to look sexy. They want to become healthy. The problem they are trying to solve here is lose weight. But the desire they want to achieve is to become healthy or look sexy. That's why they want to lose weight. There are millions of products you can sell based on this problem and this desire. So there are three main ways for you to get products to sell. You can create the products yourself. You can create both digital or physical products yourself. Like I said before, I prefer knowledge digital products because they are easier and less costly to create. You can see the short report course attached to this course and a video training that I titled How to Easily Create a Hot Selling Knowledge Product in 3 Hours for more. Then you can be an affiliate. If you don't have a product of your own, you can be an affiliate of other products. For example, you can go to expertnaire.com, you can go to clickbank.com, you can go to JVizu to get digital products that you can market as an affiliate. In case you've never heard of that before, being an affiliate means you sell other people's products and you get paid a commission for that. Expertnaire.com is Nigerian, Clickbank and JVizu, they are global markets. So let me just show you what Expertnaire looks like. Alright, so this is expertnaire.com. And as you can see right here, you can basically come over here. And then if you want to become an affiliate, you can just click on this button right here to become an affiliate on this platform. So this is the whole explanation on how to become an affiliate. And then you can log in into their, once you become an affiliate, you can log in into their marketplace, pick one of their products and begin to market the product. So let's move on. The third option here is that you can import products. There are various sites like Alibaba.com, AliExpress.com where you can import products and sell. Even apart from importing products, you can as well source products locally right here in Nigeria and sell. Now, there are certain products I personally will avoid selling. I call them generic products. So these are products that someone can easily go online to Jumia or Konga to purchase. I'm not saying you can sell them, but the fact that people have many options that they can get the same product from, it automatically reduces how much of that product you can sell. So I'm talking about products like perfumes or branded products. You can buy them anywhere. There are many sites online where you can just go and buy the same perfume you are selling. So it reduces the amount of customers that you can get. So personally, I don't like selling those products because the amount of effort I'm going to put into this, if I put the same effort into selling digital products or my own products, I'm going to make so much profit than selling generic products. So once you've picked a market audience, once you've picked a team that you want to build your Twitter page around, now the second part is that in this section, you will be learning how you can attract people and how you can grow your audience on Twitter. The more followers you have, the more money you will make, and the faster your account is going to grow. It's kind of like compound interest. Let's start by looking at how you gain a follower. Now, the way you gain a follower is this. Someone sees your tweet. Let me just go on Twitter to show you what I mean. So someone sees your tweet. For example, let's say I said this tweet, and let's say the person likes the tweet enough. He will click to check out your profile. That's what many people do. If it's on the phone, they will just tap to check out your profile. If it's on desktop like this, they will just hover their mouse over your name to see what your profile is all about. Now, if you look at this profile, I can see what this person does. She says, I teach experts, creators, and business owners how to create structure and sell their online courses using Facebook ads. So I cannot decide, do I want to be seeing this type of content? If I like her, then I'll just follow her from there. So that's kind of like how you gain a follower. Not all the time, but majority of the time, that is kind of like the process of you gaining a follower. Someone sees your tweet. If he likes the tweet enough, he will click to check out your profile. If he likes the message on your bio, that is, if the bio confirms that your account will provide the type of content he's looking for, then you will get a follow. So, step 1 is you creating a Twitter page and solid profile based on your overall theme or subject. Remember, you've chosen your subject, your overall theme, that is things like copywriting, skincare, business opportunities, investing, and so on and so forth. Now, they say the first impression is the last impression, and nothing could be truer on Twitter. There are millions of accounts, and all of these accounts have the same ability to tweet as you do. In other words, what I'm saying is this: if you ever hope to gain a decent size following in a reasonable time frame, your account needs to stand out. So, the first thing you have to do is to name your Twitter page. Now, you can do this in 3 different ways. Number 1, you can use your real name or a modified version of your name. So, my name is Tony Emoto. I can use that. Akinlabi. Then there's Akinlabi. There is my friend who uses her name Diadami as her brand. So, you can create a personal brand. If you are going to be using this, then your bio has to be solid. You can also name the page based on the theme you have chosen. For example, let's say your theme is about copywriting. You can name your page Copywriting Genius. Then there's this guy whose page is called Life Math Money. Then you can say Weight Loss Doctor. Now, this one is actually cool because it instantly shows people what your page is all about. They know what to expect. Because if somebody sees Copywriting Genius, now they know that this page is going to be about copywriting. And you can also, and the third one is that you can also name the page based on an interesting personality or a pen name. You can use a pen name, or you can just use an interesting personality. For example, I can have a page that I call Lekki Sugar Daddy, Lagos Cleopatra, Feminist Nightmare. I really don't prefer this style, but it can work too if you have a solid bio. So I have been talking about bio. So what do I mean? Let's talk about that. So the second thing you have to do is that you have to write an amazing bio that simply states what you do and what people stand to gain from you. The reason why you want to do this is because, again, when people see a tweet of yours that they like, they want to quickly check your bio to see who you are and what your Twitter page is all about. Like this ladies that I saw. You can see my bio says I teach experts. You can see bio right there. So anybody who wants to follow her will see what her page is all about. If your bio says nothing special, the person does not know that there is more content on your account like the tweet he just saw. So when people see a tweet of yours that is really good and then they quickly go and check out your bio and then they see nothing special, they just assume that you are a random person who just tweeted a good tweet randomly. So that is why when crafting your bio, you have to remember that people don't really care about who you are, except if you happen to be an authority like a doctor. They care more about how you can help them. So you want to use your bio to answer that question. I also recommend staying away from using hashtags in your bio. It looks kind of spammy and unprofessional. So here is one of the best Twitter profiles I have seen. So when you look at this, you can clearly know what to expect. You can see that this page is going to be giving you content about money and personal finance and health and fitness and intellectual content. And then he also adds this line here, learn what the schools won't teach you. So it's kind of like, really straight to the point. You know exactly what you can get from the page. Here's another bio from someone who prefers to use her name. So right here, this woman is using her name, but then you can quickly see here how she quickly adds the dating coach so that you can know what she's all about. And she says, I help men get their shit together so they can dominate the dating world. So you can see right here. So it's kind of like straight to the point. And then she adds a link for you to sign up to join her email newsletter. That's actually very cool. And based on what I'm teaching you here, I had to update my own bio to say just that. I couldn't just leave out the Chelsea FC part though, because I'm a Chelsea, like it says here, I'm a Chelsea FC addict. Now my own bio says, I teach Nigerians business ideas and strategies that will give them more income and a life of freedom. So when somebody comes to my page, they know what my page is all about and if they want to keep getting those type of content. Now with that said, here are some templates you can use to craft your own awesome bio. I actually created these 4 templates from some of the best bios that I have seen on Twitter. So this one says, I tweet about XYZ. It just means that you can say, I tweet about achieving financial freedom via crypto and US stocks trading. So just fill in XYZ with what you help people do. I tweet about achieving financial freedom via crypto and US stocks trading. Just can be, I tweet about losing weight by eating healthy or whatever. Then number 2, you can say a website. If your Twitter page is about a website or blog, you can simply say a website or blog dedicated to helping, then you insert the audience you are helping, achieve, then you insert the benefit, what you are helping them achieve. So for example, you can say a website or blog dedicated to helping entrepreneurs boost their productivity. People are going to know what it's all about. Or you can say, I teach or help audience how to achieve benefits. So like the one I used here that says, I teach Nigerians business ideas and strategies that will give them more income and a life of freedom. Here's another one that I like. This one says insights on, then you insert the topics that you want to be discussing from then you use what I call an authority-based description. So for example, now you can say insight on buying media ads from someone who is responsible for $10 million in online ad spend. This one's supposed to be 10 million. So as you can see here, the topic is buying media ads. So if somebody sees it, they know that, okay, this page is about buying media ads and from someone who is responsible. Now the description is someone who is responsible for $10 million spent in online ads. So they can say, okay, this person says he has spent $10 million. Then we'll be like, okay, let me just check out what this person is all about. Now the next thing you have to fix is your profile picture and profile header. The profile header is not so important, but the profile picture is very important. Your profile picture should communicate what your page is about. If you are using your name on your page, like for example, if the name of my page is Tony Omotosho, then your profile picture should show your picture. It doesn't make any sense having a profile name that says Tony Omotosho and then using a laptop as your display picture. It doesn't really make any sense. So if your profile name is about skincare, then you can use a profile picture that depicts that. And by the way, you can also use cartoonized images, especially if you have a page that is named based on content. So for example, if I have a page based on skincare, I could use this kind of image for my profile picture. It helps your account to stand out, and then it helps your account to grow faster. This right here is a page with a really nice header and profile picture. The next thing you want to do is that you want to create a pinned tweet that is a valuable short promotion about what people should expect from you. This pinned tweet can contain a link for people to buy your products or join your email list. You can even make it a valuable post that helps you display your expertise. Here is a pinned post that I like from Craig Clemens. This instantly tells me that this guy is valuable, because if I come to this webinar and I see 10 things we've learned at Golden Hippo after spending over $1 billion of our own money on online media, it shows how valuable these guys are. Okay, they spent $1 billion on online media. And if I go through this stuff and I like it, I'm probably going to follow him. And then if he has a link in this tweet, maybe to sign up for his email newsletter or buy a product, I'm probably going to buy it. So here are some examples based on the pinned tweet from Craig Clement that I just showed you. The idea is for you to create the lessons around something that your audience is interested in or what they want to achieve. So here I have 201 sales and marketing lessons I learned in 10 years, 7 things I learned after making 7 million selling online as an expert near affiliate, 3 lessons I learned in 21 years about raising boys. So I could have that as my pinned tweet, and then when people come over to my page and then they see that, they would go through that content, and if they like it, they would follow me. Here's another pinned tweet that I like from a guy called Dan Go. This one is a personal story that just sucks you in if you are interested in this type of transformation, because personal stories are really powerful. So this one just does that. So once you've done that, step 2 is you figuring out the topics you are going to be discussing on your Twitter page. And you do this by breaking down topics to tweet about based on your page's general theme. So if your page is going to be about money, for example, you can be tweeting about money, about saving, about budgeting and stuff like that. It's going to be about sales and marketing or personal development. So basically, you will be tweeting about 3 topics. For me, my topics are things like selling online, which covers things like copywriting, Facebook ads, Twitter traffic and stuff, business opportunities, and then self-development. These are basically the 3 things that I tweet about. If you are in the travel market, just can be things like getting visas, budgeting, travel opportunities, and things like that. So just break it down. Figure out 3 big topics that your market audience will be interested in. These are the things you will be tweeting about. Step 3 now is you finding and following people who have the type of content you want. Now, this is about you getting a lot of content that will be helping you yourself, both on and off Twitter. So you can go on Instagram, sign up for their email list, follow them on YouTube. Because if you are going to be posting on Twitter frequently and growing a large audience, you are going to be needing a lot of interesting and valuable content. And this is how you get it. You should find and follow at least 30 active accounts in your market. So if you go to this link, twitter.com/itopicspeaker and home, you're going to see various topics that Twitter gives you that you can actually follow. Step 4 is growing your Twitter audience. Now this is important. People follow you on Twitter or on any social media because they see or perceive you as interesting or valuable or both. So you want a concentrated group of people to follow you, not a bunch of random people. I prefer having 10,000 people who are interested in learning how to grow their income than 100,000 random Twitter followers. Because these people who are following me, they've shown that they like what I'm talking about, that they are interested in what I'm talking about. So that one is preferable than just having plenty Twitter followers who are just random and just all over the place. Many people actually have a lot of Twitter followers. They have 200,000, 400,000 Twitter followers, but they are unable to actually make any money because most of their followers are just random people. The most important things that you want to note here also again is you have to be tweeting consistently, and then you have to stick to your theme. Again, your theme is the topic, the subject you are tweeting about. 80% of your tweets, or maybe 70 to 80% of your tweets should be about your theme. Then try as much as possible to be authentic. Don't be boring. Don't tweet like a robot or a PhD holder. Now, when I say a PhD holder, maybe I don't know if you've ever gone for a speech delivered by a PhD holder before, or you've read one of their theses. It's usually very, very dry and boring. You don't want to be tweeting like a PhD holder. You want to be tweeting like somebody who is interesting. So here are some ideas that can help you grow your Twitter followers. I have used these ideas to grow my Twitter followers, and I've learned some of them too from people who have used them to grow their Twitter followers. So the first thing you have to do, especially if you are new, is that you want to post a lot of high value content on your page to demonstrate your expertise. So let's say your page is new, or maybe you have under 100 followers. You want to put up a lot of tweets about your team that shows that you know what you're talking about. At the beginning, you want to do at least 100 tweets. About 30% of these can be retweets, and that is okay. But you don't want the bulk of it to be retweets, just 30%. Then number 2, find pages that are based on your topic and drop valuable comments on their tweets. You should aim at commenting at least 20 to 50 times a day, and that depends on how aggressive you are. You can find such pages by looking for authors, celebrities in your field, and the Twitter algorithm will recommend more of such pages to you. So if you use this link right here to follow topics in your industry, then Twitter is going to be feeding you a lot of people in that industry who are tweeting about the same topic that you are working on. So when the Twitter algorithm feeds those pages to you, you want to drop replies. You want to comment on their tweets. But the kind of replies you want to drop has to be high quality tweets that add to their discussion, that contribute to what they are saying, not spammy replies. Now, many people come over to my page and just drop some nonsense comments. That's not the type of comment that you should be dropping. You want to drop comment that contribute to what the person says. Now, what this does is that when people come to read that tweet, and then they now read the reply, and then they now see your reply, they begin to view you as an expert, and then they go and check out your page. And if your bio is cool, they will follow you. That's how it happens. So don't drop a comment on every tweet that they put out as well. If you're always dropping a comment on every tweet that somebody puts out, you're going to be seen as spammy, or you're going to be seen as a parasite. So that's not what you want to do. And by the way, Twitter is a fast-moving place. A tweet becomes as good as dead within 24 hours. So when somebody drops a tweet and you want to comment on it, you have to be quick as possible with your reply. Your reply has to be one of the first replies that are on that person's page. So for example, now when you are replying to somebody who has millions of followers, you have to quickly go there and drop your comment on their page very, very fast. So what can help you is that you can set up a notification so that as soon as they drop a tweet, you are there to kind of like respond to it. You can also spy on the topic that some of your favorites are following. And the way you do it is that, let me just show you how you do it. You want to spy on the topics that somebody is following on Twitter so that you can do the same. This is how you do it. So, okay, let's say I want to see topics that, let's say I want to spy on the topics that somebody is following. So this is my friend's page. I'll just click here. Then I'll click on more right here and then click on view topics. This thing says Ronald Nzimwari isn't following any topics, but really, based on the kind of tweets and the kind of people he's following, Twitter is going to give me topics. So as you can see right here, startups, venture capital, investing, marketing, small business. So I can also follow these topics if I want to follow them. So that's kind of like how you get topics to follow. So you can learn from these tweets and you can also comment on them to get visibility. Now the next thing is that you want to be tweeting about 20 times a day, especially when you are still looking for a lot of followers. You want to be tweeting about 20 times a day because you want your page to be very, very active. This will get the Twitter algorithm to see you as serious and recommend your page to a lot of people. And when your tweets get a lot of engagement in the form of likes, in the form of comments and retweets, the Twitter algorithm recommends your page to more people who are likely to be interested in following you. Now, just one out of your 20 tweets can get a lot of retweets. This is why you have to tweet like a pro. I'm going to talk about tweeting like a pro in a later section. Another idea is that you want to do a post or a trade to attract fans of an authority or a celebrity. Sometimes that person will even retweet that stuff to his followers, especially if you tweet something valuable. And this is how I've been able to get a lot of followers from people like Akin Alabi and Sam Adeyemi. So for example, this is one of the posts that I used. So you can see right here. This says, Sam Adeyemi is one of the few people in this country who genuinely helps Nigerians to improve their lives. Here are 7 success lessons I learned from him. And as you can see, this has 224 retweets and it gave me a lot of followers. So you can do something like this too as well. Then once in a while, you want to take advantage of unusual pictures in your tweets to get more visibility. I found out via Twitter analytics that when you have a tweet with good pictures, it gets more engagement. But you don't want to do that all the time. You don't want to be using pictures all the time because Twitter is not actually a picture place. So you don't want to be using pictures all of the time. But once in a while, when you find a really good picture, you want to use it in your tweet. It gives you a lot of visibility. Then use Twitter analytics to find some of your tweets that got a lot of engagement and retweet them or use them to craft new tweets. So there is a tool called Twitter Analytics. Let me show you that tool. So if you go to your page and you click on Analytics, or just go to analytics.twitter.com, you are going to see. So this is Twitter Analytics. So right here, this shows you a lot of things going on your page. So for example, if I come over here and I click on tweets, you can see this is going to show me my top tweets. For example, I click on top tweets right here. You can see this is showing me that this tweet now, for example, got 96,735 impressions. Okay, so then this is another one. For sure ways, this one too, you can see how many stuff is gathering, this, and so on and so forth. So you can use this Twitter analytics to find some of your tweets that got a lot of engagement or a lot of exposure and then retweet them, or you can use them to craft new tweets. So for example, now I can basically come over here to this tweet and then kind of like rewrite it again and repost it to get more exposure. Then anytime your tweet is going viral, you want to turn it into a thread. Now, I don't do this often, but it's a really nice strategy. So basically what it means is that if you post a tweet and the tweet begins to get a lot of retweets. Now, when I say a lot, I'm not talking about 2,000 retweets. If you have a tweet that is beginning to get like 30 retweets, 40 retweets, it means that tweet is going to go far. So what you want to do instantly is that you want to quickly go over there and create a thread by clicking on the reply button and adding more to the tweet. Because the reason is people are going to come over to your tweet, they're going to click on the comment section to see what others are saying. And instead of them just seeing random replies from people, you want to use that opportunity to get their attention and give them more of your expertise. So you want people to say, this guy is so interesting, let me follow him. In some cases, you can also insert your sales pitch or a link to your product at the end of the thread, or you can also ask them to join your list. Then you want to do a highly useful thread once a week or twice a month. Now this depends on your industry. It might not work for some industry, but threads really work very, very nice. They help a lot to get you a lot of followers because it helps people to see to see your tweets multiple times. And the thread doesn't actually have to be too long. It can be simple, like 5 to 7 tweets. And then you can edit and repost threads that do very well. So if you have a thread that did very well, you can basically edit it and then repost it. And you can start using threads when you get to like maybe 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers, because it will be more effective by then because you will have more people who are going to be retweeting it by then. Another idea that I like is I like to start some of my tweets with let's talk about, then I put in that topic over there. So for example, I could say, let's talk about how you can make up to 1 million naira a month with free with free Twitter traffic. And each time I do something like this, I found out that those kind of tweets usually get a lot of engagement, probably because of this let's talk about. So you can use that idea too as well. But don't use it all the time anyway. Then retweet your tweet to get more visibility. So when you make a tweet, Twitter only shows that tweet to a small section, maybe about 20% of your followers, not your entire audience. Which is why you should retweet your tweets up to 2 to 3 times in the week, so that they can get more visibility, more exposure, and more impressions. Alright, let's move now to part 3. Now under part 3, this is where you sell products your audience are interested in to them. So we are now at the point where you learn how to monetize your Twitter audience. So what do you need to start monetizing your account? The first thing you need is at least 500 to 1000 followers, which you will get if you follow what I just gave you under the section on how to grow your followers. Then you need a product, which can be yours. It can be an affiliate product, or it can be a product that you sourced. I've talked about this at the beginning of this presentation. Then you need a sales funnel, and you need a Paystack or Flutterwave account. This might not be needed if you are selling an affiliate product. Then you need a website, which is actually optional if you are selling an affiliate product, or you can use some features from Paystack or Flutterwave for that. So let's talk about a sales funnel, because already we've talked about followers, we've talked about products. So let's talk about a sales funnel. Now, in order for you to sell online or sell to your Twitter audience, you will need what I call a sales funnel. Now, a sales funnel is just a process of turning your followers to customers, okay? It's a process of taking somebody from your Twitter page and then turning the person to a customer. And the type of sales funnel you will use is going to depend on the type of product you are promoting. Ideally, I know you can promote 5 types of products. The first one is products created by you, or the ones that you have the sale rights to. So that can be digital or physical products. Physical product, I'm talking about supplements, or maybe things like waist trainers. That can be another one. Then affiliate products, which can also be digital or physical products. Then generic products, the one I said I don't really like. And of course, high-priced products, which can be things like real estate or cars. So my focus is going to be on these 3 because they are the ones I'm used to. So let's talk about the different type of sales funnels. Now, if you are selling a product that is created by you, or a product that you have resale rights to, like a digital or physical product, you can have tweets that point to the sales page or the sales video on your website. Or you can also have tweets that point to the Paystack product page. If you don't have a website, you can use this option. If you are selling physical products like supplements, like waist trainers and stuff, you can have tweets that point to a Paystack storefront, or you can have tweets that point to a sales page or a sales video on your website selling the product. And you can also have tweets that point to the Paystack product page selling the product too as well. And if you are selling an affiliate product, which can be digital or physical, you can have tweets that point to a pre-sale or a pre-sale video that now points to the sales page of that product that you are selling. So this pre-sale can be text or video. And a pre-sale is actually a sales message that you use to tell people why a particular product is valuable and why they should buy it. So for example, now you can have a video, or maybe you can have an article that says 7 things you have to check before buying any waist trimmer. Then in the article or video, you basically talk about the 7 things, and you can now tell them where they can get the type of products that made the 7 things you talked about. And then you give them your affiliate link. Another affiliate funnel you can use is telling people to contact you via WhatsApp, and then you can use that opportunity to convert them to customers. Then for generic products, you can just tell people to DM you. I don't really sell this kind of product, okay? So I'm not really an expert on this area, but I think you can just tell them to DM you, or you can send them to a Paystack storefront that you built. Then if you are selling high price products like real estate or cars, it's going to be difficult for you to convert people directly on Twitter. So the best option is, number one, tell them to DM you. Then when they DM you, then tell them, then converse with them, and then bring them to your WhatsApp, where you can now converse with them one-on-one and turn them to customers. I think it's kind of like okay that way, because here now we're talking about high priced products. So people are going to need more convincing. They're going to need to know that you are a real person and all of that. So based on these different types of sales funnels that I just explained to you, you will see that the main elements are, number one, we have tweets for selling, and then we have a sales message, which can be text or video, and can be on your website, or it can be on a page on Paystack, or it can be on a page on Flutterwave. It means, let's talk about tweets for selling. Now there are three types of tweets for selling. Number one is a straight pitch, a tweet that is directly making an offer. So when you have a tweet that is just sending people to go and buy something, that is what I call a straight pitch. So for example, here is one that I have on my page. It says, if you are someone who thinks you could never sell anything to anyone, as I once did, just start reading the Gary Halbert letter that I marked as batch A, then tag me later. You can get the batch A letters at, then the link is there for them to go and buy. Okay? So that's a straight pitch. And as you can see right here, this got 330 people to click to go and check out that particular product, and some people actually bought it. Then there's another one right here too. This one says, when you learn my unique method of siphoning cash from Twitter, you will be able to make as much as 1 million from Twitter, even with as low as 2,000 followers. However, this training is only for people who mean business. If you are interested, pay here. And then there's a link that takes them to a page where they can pay. And as you can see here, 136 people clicked on that link. Then another tool you can use is what I call information plus entertainment. I call them infotainment tweets. With this type of tweets, you can sell all day long on Twitter, and people won't care that you are selling all of the time. I'm going to explain more about this later. Then the third kind of tool that you can use for selling is a valuable trade about a topic, because people love trades. The reason is because trades are informative, and you can easily plug in your sales link at the end of the trade. But don't make the trade to be too long, because people might get tired and then they might just slip off. So right here I have this trade that says 7 steps to creating a Twitter account that makes money. This is one of the trades that I used to promote this particular Twitter course. And as you can see, it got 193 retweets. And then we have the tweet analytics. You can see the amount of exposure that this particular trade actually has. So if you want to check it out, you can check it out over here. Then this is another one. This one says, this is one of my first trades. You can see this is as far back as February 2019. It says, are you struggling financially? Read this. And as you can see, this one got 189 retweets, even as far back as 2019. And you can see the amount of impressions and engagement that it generated. At the end of this particular trade, what I just did was to plug in this sales link. So I said, just in case you want to start, you can get a digital copy of my book. And then I put in a link here for them to go and get this, my book. Okay, now let's talk about how you can create a fast catch sucking sales copy for your products. So because I said you would, in some cases, if you are selling a digital or a physical product, you will need to have a sales page on your website or on a Paystack product page, which I'll be showing you very soon. So this sales copy is what is going to be selling people your products. So this is a summarized version of how you can create a fast catch sucking sales copy for your products. So again, like I said, you can simply use your website for this, or you can use Paystack's products or storefront feature. And you can also collect payments using Paystack or Flutterwave. Or you can just ask people to make a direct transfer into your bank account. I prefer using Paystack or Flutterwave because it's just simpler and direct. Now, creating a sales copy for your product shouldn't be difficult here, because Twitter has already helped you to overcome the major reason why people don't buy. And the major reason why people don't buy, apart from them not having money, is trust. So these people have been following you, they see you as an expert, they like you. That automatically helps you with the trust issue. So for example, when I promoted this course on Twitter for pre-ordering, I didn't even have any sales copy for it. But despite that, over 200 people purchased it simply because of trust. So the main thing you have to put in your sales copy for selling on Twitter are answers to the following, or just follow this outline. Here is something great I discovered that can change your life. Then you introduce what the product is all about. So for example, I could just say, if you would like to know how to shed 10 kg of belly fat within the next 30 days, let me tell you the proven method I have used to help 107 women in Lekki to do the same. So as you can see, straight to the point, this thing tells people that, okay, this stuff is about how you can shed a lot of belly fat within the next 30 days. Then I talk about, here is how this stuff works. So for example, I can say, this system works via a unique blending of lectin, lime, apple, and a herb known as bisculata. Then I talk about, here is how it has worked for others. Then I can throw in some testimonials of different people that the thing has worked for. And then I simply tell them, okay, here is what you have to do now to get it so that it can work for you too. So here I can just say, I've already explained everything about this procedure in a special step-by-step blueprint that you can download and start reading in the next 5 minutes. It costs 7,500 naira only. Just click the button below to order, and that's the sales page. All right. So apparently it's going to be more than this, but this gives you a simple breakdown on how you can write a fast cash sales copy for your product. But in case you need more information or more training about how you can write very good sales copy, I've added 2 bonus reports for you inside this course. So the first one I added for you is a bonus training on how you can write fast cash sucking copy. It's a video, I think it's about 1 hour 30 minutes. Then I also added a report for you too that is called the Advert Copy Manual, that teaches you how you can write enticing and persuasive sales messages. Okay, I've been talking about Paystack product page, Paystack front punch. So what exactly does that mean? Now, Paystack has these 2 features, and these 2 features are useful for you if you don't have a website, or if you want to set up a fast page that you can use to start getting sales immediately. So the first one here is called Paystack product page. Now this is used for selling 1 product per page. This product can be either a digital product or it can be a physical product. And you can easily plug in your sales copy on this page. Let me quickly show you how to use it. So I'll just go over to Paystack right now. Okay, so right now I'm on Paystack. I'm in this Paystack account. And what I'm going to do is I'll just click on this link here. And then I'll scroll down and click on products. Okay. I'll click on products right here. And then this is what I have. It says the fastest way to start selling: add a product, grab a shareable link, and manage orders and inventory. So I'll just click on new products. And then it says name of your product. So here, let me just call this Twitter Money Blueprint. Then description. Now this is where you put in your sales message. Okay, this is where you put in your sales message. So let me just go and find something on my website to put in right here. So over here, let me just put in this. So this is my sales message. Okay. Then price over here, I can just put 25,000. Then quantity unlimited because it's a digital product. If it's a physical product, you can put the quantity right there. This product contains 1 or more physical goods. No, because I don't have any physical good right here. So then I'll click on next. It says upload media, so I'll just upload maybe a picture of the products. So I don't have any picture for Twitter Money Blueprint, but let me just upload something. So let me just look for something to put right there. Okay, let me just put this cover of my book in there. So you can put about 6 images here, but I'll just put one. Okay, you know what? Let me just put 2. So let me just add one more. So let me put this other one too. Okay, so I'll just click on save. Okay, so now you can see this is the stuff right here. You can preview it here. So this is how it is showing. You can see the products, then Twitter Money Blooming by Digital Nexus. Then it has all the stuff, right? All the content. Someone wants to see the second image, you just click to see the second image right there. And delivery, because it's a digital product, I'm going to disable delivery address. But after purchase, I'm going to come over here and then redirect after payments. So I'll just come over here and so you click on edit, and then you click on add link. Redirect after payment, you click on add link. You click on redirect after payments, and then you save it. Then the second Paystack feature is actually the Paystack storefront. So unlike the Paystack product page, the Paystack storefront is used to sell multiple products on the same page. It's more like a store, okay? That's why they call it a storefront. And I think Flutterwave also has this kind of feature as well. But I personally use Paystack because that's what I'm used to. So let me just show you how it works on Paystack. So just come over here again, then you click on storefronts, and they actually have a video right here on how you can use this storefront. So I don't have to describe it to you because this video actually explains it. So you just come over here and then you create your storefront for your products. If you want to sell multiple products on the same page using Paystack. So this is going to be maybe okay for people who actually sell physical products mostly. So let's talk about having periodic sales. Now from time to time, depending on what you are selling, you want to have like discounts or bonanzas. The reason for this is because it's easy money. People like discounts. They love bonanzas. But whenever you are doing this stuff, you want it to be time-based. And when you do it and it is time-based, people are going to rush it so that they don't miss out on the discounts. But you don't want to do it all the time. You want to do it at certain times. So for example now, on your Twitter page, maybe you now have like 10,000 followers. You might be like, oh, thank God, I now have 10,000 followers. Let's do a bonanza. Let's have a sale. So, and then you have a sale. Or you can say, oh, I'm having a birthday. Then you can have a sale. Or you can be like, oh, my sister just gave birth to a nice baby. Let's have a sale. You know, things like that. Or you can be like, Nigeria is now 100 years old. Let's have a sale. So you can run sales at different times like that. And it's going to cause you to get a lot of large inflows of sale. Now, this guy called Chris Johnson or whatever, he knows how to actually he does this like majority of the time, and he does it very, very well. So these are some of his tweets where he's actually promoting a sale. So you can see right here, he says, running a flash sale on stock market gems. You know, this is what it's all about. It's half off, so just $20 for the next 50, and then he does that, and then he puts his link right here. This another one, it says flash sale, grab my 7-course package, cyber money for just $35, and then he does this, and then it says for the next 40 orders, and then he has this stuff. So, and then what he now does is that if you go to any of these tweets, what you see is that in the comment section, you will now be updating them. Like for example, we will say 30 more, 20 more, and because of that, people keep rushing those sales, and then at some point he closes it so that then sometimes it's going to reopen it again. So these periodic sales give you a lot of sales whenever you do them. So you can do the same thing too as well. So let's talk about how you can tweet like a professional. Okay, let's talk about how you can construct tweets that get results. Like I said before, the first rule is that you want your tweets to be interesting to your prospects. Your tweets must not be boring. Don't tweet like a robot or a PhD holder. Okay? And in order for your tweets to be interesting, your tweets have to be of interest to your audience, and they should be fun. So that is interest plus fun. Interest plus fun. Now, interest meaning you are giving your audience the type of information they want. Fun, you are entertaining them. And this brings us back to the information plus entertainment equation. It's also called infotainment. In order to do this, one formula that works is what I call the RUN framework. So the RUN framework is actually using RUN. So RUN is just for relatable, useful, and novel. So anytime you want to post a tweet, you want to consider how well your tweet does on these three metrics. Is your tweet relatable? That means, can your audience or the audience of the person you are replying to relate to the content you are about to post? So for example, you don't want to be posting makeup advice to men. Is it useful? How useful is this content to your audience or the audience of the person you are replying to? Is it just something that is just rewarded, that is just boring? Or are you actually giving useful information? Novel. This is the entertainment part. Is your tweet presented in an interesting way, in an intriguing way? So you want to use this RUN framework for at least about 70% of your tweets. So let's look at some examples. If you look at this tweet from Praise George, which got a lot of retweets, you will see that it follows the RUN framework. Number one, it is presented in an interesting way using a story. Then number two, it is useful. Number three, its audience can relate to it. Okay? Then let's look at this one. This tweet is from me. It also follows the same framework. This one is not telling a story, but it is using what the audience knows to pass across a message. And this was one of the first tweets of mine that got a lot of momentum. As you can see, this is January 2019 when I became active on Twitter. And if I knew what I now know, I should have turned this into a thread. As you can see right here, it got 556 retweets. So now with that said, there are many times you will have an idea you want to share, but there will be no fun or entertainment angle to it. So in this case, just go ahead and tweet what you want to tweet, okay? It's not all the time that you will actually have idea for something funny or a story or an entertainment angle to your tweets. Just go ahead and tweet. Just make sure that what you are tweeting is something that is relatable and useful. Those two are okay. And the other things you actually want to do with your tweet is that you want to make your tweets readable. You want to break them up with white spaces. You want to make them easy to consume. And then you want to get straight to the point. The thing about Twitter is that Twitter is just 160 characters or so. So you want to get straight to the point. So basically, there are 4 different types of tweets that you will be composing. The first type of tweets that go viral and build your audience. So because these tweets go viral, many people see them, they get a lot of impressions, and then they get you a lot of followers. So this kind of tweet should be tweets about useful information, useful ideas, and useful tips. So for me personally, I like to use tweets that are in the list formats. And when I say list format, I'm talking about Twitter as something like 1, 2, 3. You understand? So, or step 1, step 2, step 3, lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, things like that. This kind of tweets actually get a lot of retweets, and then they get you a lot of followers. Then when you say things that most people are not willing to say, it also usually gets you a lot of attention. because it's like people are waiting for someone to come out and say it. So when you now come out and say something that is actually at the back of people's minds that they don't say often, those kind of things too as well gets a lot of retweets and gets you a lot of exposure. Also, whenever there is a hot topic that your audience is interested in, when something is hot and your audience is into that kind of topic, you want to quickly jump on it and create tweets around that topic. For example, as at the time of creating this training, crypto is very hot. So when you provide any decent tweet about crypto right now, it gets a lot of attention. So let me show you some examples of what I have talked about here. Look at this example from this guy called David Dale. He says how to get started with affiliate marketing. List, grow a small following, give a PDF away for free, collect emails, lists like that. People like this kind of tweets. And then he says that's how I went from $1,000 to $4,000 per month on Twitter. You can see it's getting a lot. So people like this kind of stuff. Then here's another example from myself. This one says my CAI formula for selling anything online. 1. Create powerful adverts. 2. Attract the right people. 3. Into your sales funnel. Works all the time. People like this type of stuff. Another example from me again. 4 sure ways to make a lot of dollars in Nigeria this year. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I said just pick one and master it. Now, this one got 350 tweets. People like this type of tweets. Then here's another one from this page called Hustle Smarter. It says if you do this for 30 days, you will be unrecognizable. List like that. People like this kind of stuff. You see, 14.9 thousand retweets. Then I talked about when you say stuff that people are not willing to say. So right here I said I hate when people try to form good character about money and say things like money doesn't make you happy. Money is not everything. You see, 128 retweets. All right. Then I said when something is hot, you want to quickly jump on it. So this tweet says our parents were able to generate massive wealth through stocks and real estate. Cryptocurrencies are our generation's opportunity for massive wealth. If you like, keep doing yourself. Now this isn't actually a lot of valuable posts all by itself, but it's talking about cryptocurrency, which is a hot topic right now. So you can see it also got a lot of retweets. So the second kind of tweets you want to be creating are tweets that you use to generate likability and authority. You want to use this tweet. Now you have this tweet actually meant more for people who are on your page, who are following you. You want to generate likability and authority. You want them to see you as somebody that they can like. You want them to see you as somebody that's an authority. So I do this using 2 types of tweets. Tweets that share personal stories that they can resonate with, and then tweets that share useful and valuable information, usually in the form of a trade that demonstrates that I know what I'm talking about. So when you tell personal stories about yourself, people feel connected to you, especially if parts of your story resonates with them, and this leads to them liking you. For example, if I make a post about what I did when Facebook banned my advert account, a lot of internet marketers will also be able to relate to this. And even though they will learn something from my experience, they will also begin to like me. Let's look at some examples. So here is a tweet that says, the first time I made 45k a day via the internet, I knew freedom was for sale. I realized I could live anywhere on my own terms. How? I simply sold a product on social media, Facebook specifically, but you can do the same on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So the first thing you can see here is the spacing, how this tweet is constructed. It's very easy to read. And then it's talking about a personal story, just in short format. And this kind of tweet is what I'm talking about. Then look at this thread that I have right here. This one says, let's talk about what I call school program fair. If you are a graduate, that means you spent at least 15 years in school. During these 15 years, you were taught that failing is bad, and anyone who fails is labeled a dullard, a failure. So many people can relate with something like this. Many people in my audience, they can relate with this. So, and this gets them to kind of like me or respect me or trust me. That is what you use this type of tweets to do. Then here's another tweet that says, so many young people here making money online. At 24, I was making an average of 4,000 naira a month online. You guys are so lucky. So this kind of tweet is what I'm talking about. Then let's talk about tweets that you use to make your offers. I've already talked about this under the section for tweets for selling. And the ones we talked about are 3 types of tweets: a straight pitch or promo, infotainment tweets, a valuable trade. Now, really, you can actually sell with any type of tweet as long as you can link it up with the offer you want to make. That is the truth. So here is one, for example. This tweet is talking about exercising your brain, and it ends with an advice on 3 things you can do to exercise your brain. Now, the truth is that I could have simply added a line, I could have simply added a tweet underneath this that talks about my book called Life Building Cash Machine and how it helps people exercise their brains to attract more money. I could have easily added that to this tweet and I would have made some sales with that. So usually you can actually, based on what you do, you can actually find a way to link any of your tweets to your products and sell your products. So finally, let's talk about tweets to repeat your offer tweets. Now remember I said that whenever you post a tweet on Twitter, it's easily dissolved. It easily, goes away within 24 hours. And for you to bring them back to your timeline, what you just simply do is that you find a way to quote your sales tweets, which makes it possible for more people to see it. And there isn't any particular straight line approach to doing this. So what you just do is just find out a way to quote retweet your main Twitter page, because you must be doing everything possible to get your money making tweets into as many eyeballs, to get many eyeballs to see your money making tweets as possible. So let me show you some examples. So here is one right here. So in this tweet, as you can see, I said in the main tweet now, this one here, this one says, you don't a gazillion followers. Now I intentionally omitted need right here. That's the truth. So I omitted need, and later on, for me now to repost it, I now came back and said, oh, this is supposed to read, you don't need a. But then it now actually gets more people to see this tweet and go through it. So sometimes I do stuff like that. I'll just omit something that is not really compulsory to the message, and then later on I will come back and correct it. So I do that stuff a lot. And this one is another one. This is the initial tweet. But then I come and say, if you want to sell, get attention, and increase your audience on Twitter, the formula is, I just comment on this and then repost it again so that more people can see it. So these are the 4 types of tweets that you are going to be making. And there are some other ones, but these are the 4 major types of tweets you are going to be making to make a lot of money on Twitter. Then the next thing is about getting content for your tweets. Now, if you've done your good work of getting a lot of information, because tweeting or getting information to tweet about is all about GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. The kind of information that you put in is what you're going to put out. So just make sure that you consume a lot of content about your industry, about your team, and then you will be able to find a lot of quality info to put outside there. Then, so that's about your personal thoughts and ideas. If you ingest a lot of good information, you will also be able to get out a lot of good information. Then sometimes you can adjust people's tweets, Instagram posts, and emails. So when you have somebody that you are following and then you read an email of theirs and then you can get a message from there, you can actually come on to Twitter and share it. But whatever you are sharing, you want to make sure that it's appropriate information, okay? Appropriate, not misleading information. Then when you read books or when you read reports or when you watch a video and then you learn something from it, you can come to Twitter and share what you are learning with your audience. Then as well, you can also be retweeting other people's tweets. If the tweet is valuable, you want to retweet their tweets, and sometimes you want to quote retweet their tweets too. I'm going to recommend this guy's books for you. His name is Ed Latimore. When I joined Twitter in 2019, I think in February 2019, I purchased one of his reports. I think I purchased this one called Engagement is the New Cocaine. I actually purchased it for a lot of money then, but I think it now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It now has 6 very powerful reports that you can get for like, like a steal away price. Let me just say that. So you can get it. You can just go over to this link and get this report. So I think he's selling them for maybe $97. I bought this one alone, this report alone for $49. But now he is giving away these 6 reports for $97. So I don't know if it's a sale thing or if it's something that is constant, but just want to quickly go and get it before that offer expires. So this guy actually teaches you how to construct very powerful tweets. It teaches you how you can actually construct this kind of tweet that get people to kind of like follow you, tweets that are interesting. That's, I actually learned how to construct very interesting tweets from him. So if you want to learn more about his stuff, you can get these reports of his. Now, there are other concerns that you might have at the back of your mind. For example, how often should you sell? You can sell every day. That's the truth. Like I said under that infotainment tweet, if you make tweets that are informative and entertaining, people won't mind that you are selling all the time. So you can actually sell every single day. In fact, I recommend that you sell every single. I don't do this often. If I do it often, I'll be making more money than I'm making, which I'm going to work on. But you can sell every single day. So just find a way to attach your tweets to your offers. That's basically what you want to do. Find a way to attach your tweets to your offers. So for example, now I'm recording this video. When I'm done with recording this video, I might just go over to Twitter and say, I just finished recording this video. Oh, it was so, it was a lot of hard work. It was this and that. And then, but I got a lot of ideas. And the reason why I'm getting all these money making ideas is because I've positioned my mind to bring up money making ideas. And then I can say, if you would like to develop your mind to be giving you a lot of money making ideas, buy this book. And then I can put the link to my LBCM book right there. So that's kind of like what you do. Then you want to sweeten your product offers, especially if you are selling the same type of product others are selling. So for example, now if I'm selling an affiliate product, let's say I'm selling this Twitter Money Blueprint as an affiliate. Now, other affiliates too are selling this same blueprint. So what I can do is that I can sweeten up my offer. So I can add some bonuses. For example, I can say, okay, you know what? If you are buying this Twitter Money Blueprint from me, I would give you this bonus training. I will give you this bonus training. Or I would help you with this or that. So it helps you to get more customers. And then if you are selling generic products too as well, this is another way for you to kind of like sweeten your offer to make it different from what people are buying on a place like maybe Jumia or Konga. So for example, I said, if you are selling skincare products that other people are selling, what can you add to yours to make your offer unique and special? So just think about it. And then number 3, whenever you are making a trade, sometimes you might want to put something like 1/7 in front of your trade. Now, what that thing does is that it helps people to see that this trade is not so long. So when people see that it's not so long, they will be willing to consume it. But sometimes when they don't know how long the trade is, they might just say, okay, I'm going to read this stuff later, and then they will go and then they won't come back to reading it. So you might put something like 1/3, 1/5, 1/7 in front of the headline of your trade to make them see that it's not so long. And number 4, you can pay large accounts to actually retweet you. Now, I put an asterisk here because this is against Twitter's policies, okay? But people do it, all right? People do it. But make sure the tweet you are paying for is one of your tweets that is proven to get a lot of engagement. So, for example, now, if I want to pay somebody to help me retweet my offers, to help me retweet my tweets, I would ensure that the tweets that I'm paying the person for to retweet are some of my tweets that are proven to get a lot of engagement. Okay, so this will be the kind of tweet that I'm going to pay somebody for to retweet. Again, I'm saying this is actually against Twitter's policies, but people do it. Let me now talk to you about getting banned, because really, Twitter is not owned by you, it's owned by Jack. Jack can wake up in the morning and be like, okay, let's close down this account. It does not matter if you have 1 million followers, you can just wake up and say they are locking down your account. And that would be so sorry. Because if you've done all this work to create a nice Twitter page and you've gotten yourself all these followers, and then they now shut down your account, that would be so sorry. And for you to avoid things like this, all you have to do is read the Twitter policies. I always tell people, when you go on sites like Facebook, Google, Twitter to use their platforms, spend a considerable amount of time to read their rules and regulations so that you can know what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Because, for example, now, do you know that follow for follow is actually against the Twitter rules? Retweet for retweet is against the Twitter rules. Paying people to help you retweet your stuff is against Twitter rules. So when you know all of these things, so even if you're going to do them, you're going to figure out a way of doing them that won't get your account shut down. So please read the Twitter rules. And here is a link for you to go ahead and read the Twitter rules. Then these are some of the resources that might be of help to you. There is the Twitter Advanced Search. If you want to search for something, you can use this. Twitter Analytics, I've already shown you how this works. Then if you want to check a particular Twitter handle for information, for example now, if you want to pay a large account to help you retweet your stuff, you might want to check if the account is actually that active or that responsible. So socialblade.com is a site where you can go and check various Twitter handles and see how they've been doing, when the account was opened, how many tweets they make in a day, how many followers they get. This site shows you all of that. And another resource is actually this one I talked about before, Ed Latimer's Twitter Growth Pack. You want to get that stuff to deepen your knowledge, to sharpen your knowledge about how you can make tweets and how you can grow your Twitter audience. And finally, inside this pack, I actually included some bonus trainings for you. For example, I included a training for you on how to easily create a hot selling knowledge product in 3 hours. Then I included my training on the secret formula and script for creating first-person cash-sucking sales messages. Then I included an ebook called the Email Infotainment Ebook. Now, this ebook was written so that you can learn how you can create infotainment emails, but you can use the same approach to create infotainment tweets. All right. Then I also included my short report course. I created this course back in 2014 and it helped a lot of people. But I think the part of the course that you will need for now will just be modules 1 to 3. Modules 4 and 5 might not be so relevant, but modules 1 to 3 are very relevant and will be very useful for you. So these are the bonus trainings that I included in this Twitter Money Blueprint to be of help to you. So right now, I've actually shown you everything I know for now on how you can use this Twitter Money Blueprint to make a lot of money on Twitter. So what is left for you right now is for you to get started with it. Remember, the main key things are this: you want to build a tight audience, not an audience made up of a random audience. You want to build a tight audience that are interested in a particular topic. That's the first thing you want to do. Then the second thing you want to do is that you want to post tweets that are interesting, that are fun, that are useful. You want to do that often. And then you want to follow all the ideas that I gave to you on how you can grow your Twitter audience. And then you want to sell to your followers. Maybe you sell digital products or you sell physical products. You want to also follow the sales funnel that I give to you on how you can sell. So if you have any questions about this course, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to organize a Zoom training. I'm going to organize a Zoom Q&A session. So you're going to get the date and time of the Q&A session in your email box. So just come over to that Zoom Q&A session and ask any question you want. But if you are not part of the first people who is getting this training, I'm also going to include that Zoom Q&A session for you so that you can also listen to it. I believe majority of your questions will have been asked by other people and then you will have answers to them. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for getting this training and I wish you success with it.